This is I've only got an iPhone. This is a video about some of the Winchesters I have, and two Lithgows. One just a 22 short, 22 single shot, and the other is a very, what would you say, a rifle of Providence that had the stock carved on the battlefield after hand-to-hand combat in around 1942, 41, 42. It was handed in to a club armourer, or actually our club armourer, but he was stationed as Darwin as the store's officer. He was in charge of all the rifles and surplus being handed in from soldiers who were coming back from the war. And he sat down with the bloke and discussed what happened to the rifle, because it was, being tampered with, and you're not supposed to do that in the army or in the services. And he explained what he did and how it all come to be. I have no proof, I have no paperwork for the rifle, but it was from an old fella who had no reason to lie. He was an ex-serviceman. I wish I had got some paperwork on it, but unfortunately old Ron Davies died, and I was only young and silly and didn't get any paperwork that should have come with the rifle, or should have had it. But I can only tell you that the old fella was pretty true to his word. He was a gunsmith, fitter machinist, and served in the military during the Second World War. But anyway, I'll go through these, and these are the guns that they pretty much want to take off us, and there's a lot of history just here. And mine's just a small snippet of the history that's about to be destroyed. For what? There's no public safety going to come out of these laws, you and me know that. But we'll fight to tooth and nail to the very end over this, because this is to do with terrorism. It has nothing to do with us honest gun owners. Anyway, I'll set it up and I'll show you the rifles individually, one by one. I hope I do justice to these rifles. Anyway, I'll go through them with you. I'll just set the phone up and I can go through you with the rifles. Okay, so this is a John Moses Browning 1885 Winchester low wall single shot rifle. It opens and closes like that, and you can either use it with just the iron sights or peep sight. It has a drop away bolt, and I forget the correct name for that action. A falling block action. That's slow on the uptake today, and you just close it up. And I shouldn't have let that drop, but I did. And that's half cock safety. This particular rifle was made in 1919. It's got the Australian Stinger stamp on the barrel, which apparently only happened when they were manufactured in USA and sent out to Australia and New Zealand, and I think some other Commonwealth countries. It's in awesome condition for what would that make it, 106-year-old rifle. It's chambered in the 32 WCF, which is the 3220. I hope that's focusing. Just an awesome old rifle, steel butt plate. Now, this one here is an 1892 that I restored completely. Traditional rust bluing, hot rust blued every single part, polished the inside of the action, slick as. This was made in 1925. It was terribly pitted, and I managed to file out all the some rooster had tried to remove the barrel with Stilson's pipe wrenches and left terrible gouges, and I managed to polish all the gouges out of the metalwork. I had to polish it and turn it in a sort of homemade jig to spin the barrel to file it all down. It's got tube magazine. It was colour case hardened. This would have been a special order rifle. Had colour case hardening on the magazine tube, the action, the butt plate and the lever. You can just barely see the colour case hardening in the light. And the butt plate, if you get it in the light, you can actually see that the colour case hardening is still there. The receiver was just blued, so was the hammer. I put a long relief, high relief scope on this. It's just a scout scope. I've got all the original sights and everything, just unbalanced 5 minutes, that's off. And you're back to original Winchester open sights. And the reason I use a scope is my eyes, I've got like astigmatism, and I find the eyesight's difficult to use. With these, I can see through a scope crystal clear, not a problem. I use reading glasses to read the fine print. This is a Winchester also. It's a carbine with a button magazine. And this is the model 92 as well. 32 WCF is a 3220. All these are in 3220, these rifles. It's got the saddle ring. Find that annoying sometimes on hunting because it makes a noise when you walk, just a tink tink, and it's enough to give you away. But I love those little guns, they're great for pigs, especially close quarters, especially with a laser sight. Doesn't really matter where your eye is behind. If that dot's on the on your target, you'll hit the target right where that dot is. Pretty good little bit of gear. Yeah, there's a zip tie there. The bolt won't tighten up on the clamp on the rifle, the barrel band. So it's got a zippy there for now. I'll eventually find tap a new thread and tap a new bolt and get it so it'll pull up tight. But this one was also manufactured in 1926. It's been a paddock sort of gun, or shit, one that's been in the back of a ute. I just sold 2 Winchesters, which I swapped them for a thermal scope, and I didn't need another one in 3220 anyway. And one had actually been in a shed. It went through 4 droughts, 4 floods. It had been completely submerged. All the stock was cracked. I restored it all, and I traded it in another rifle, another Winchester, for a thermal scope, which I use for vermin control. Now this is the Let's Go 22 single shot. I've put a scope on this for the same reason wise. Yeah, it's just a good old Let's Go single shot. It's the Model 2A rifle. I think 1.8, made in around 1945. This stock had been cracked. I restored the stock, had a crack through it. So I made of 2 pieces of timber actually. So all it was, if you can see that, it was made of 2 pieces of timber. Obviously they were skimping on stuff, I think from the memory, the barrels were made from a 303. They were all turned down 303s and rechambered. Great little rabbit gun, that one. That's actually my wife's gun. Now this is the rifle that had the stock fixed, the butt stock fixed, and he also had another, the forend, which I foolishly threw away because it was split in half, and so had the top handguard split in half, and through the years of moving as a young fella, got lost. But I got this off Ron Davies. He was the our club president and club armourer, and he had been part of the Bellingen rifle pistol range for probably since the inception of that range, and we built the range up as well. But the stock was actually made out of the officer's desk that the soldier had killed in hand-to-hand combat. And then you can see this, he's made this up out of bits. I reckon that's the leg of the table, and that's the another part of the desk there where it's inlaid in, like it's joined. It's actually a join in the timber on that too. You can see it clearly across. You can see it there. I hope you can see it. Right across there and in there. It's all been carved with a pocket knife. Now when I got this, it was covered in the thickest lacquer, and he did have like little jewels in the eyes. There's a couple left. There's a blue one in the pheasant. The rest have fallen out over the years. Looks like a black sapphire in the fox. He's also got a carved penny. There's a green emerald in the rabbit. But there's a penny with the roo cut out of a penny, and he's cut it into the stock. Part of the tail's missing off the roo. He's got his gun dogs in here, a horse, another pheasant, a rabbit, a duck, kangaroo carved there. Oh, I can look at this every time and see another animal. But yeah, deer, red deer, fox, another duck in flight, a pheasant, emus. So he was definitely Australian, but he may have spent time looking at the pheasant. He may have been an expat British soldier who fought for our Australian army on foot. And it was made in 1941. It's a BSA, Lithgow. Sorry, Lithgow. And yeah, it's all there. It's matching numbers on the bolt and action. I'm not sure about the magazine. I haven't sort of gone that deep into it. I use this occasionally over daytime, especially for goats and pigs, because it's set up for daytime shooting, and the other big rifle set up for nighttime. It's got to film them. But this is what we have to lose. I've also got a little air rifle I've had since 4-year-old, and they want to take that too. I should never even registered it. It hasn't enough power to kill a rabbit, or a mouse or a rat. It's worn out. I wore it out as a kid, practicing. But it was given to me by my late uncle, and I got it on my 4th birthday. So I've had that gun for 56 years. Now, if that doesn't prove that I went through childhood, didn't get in trouble with the law, never did anything wrong with a gun from a child, and kids are like, they do stupid stuff, never done anything stupid with that rifle, because I learned from a young age, the gun's a tool. It's used for doing, foul control or pest control, or you want to do target shooting. That's what they're there for. You don't use a hammer to put a piece of glass in a window, do you? This is what I mean. We have these rifles. They've all got separate, benefits in hunting. Some are collector's pieces, but it doesn't really matter. If we're law-abiding citizens, what's the point of taking the guns off us? I can only use one at a time, but I use each one at a different time for a different purpose. And I'm not just the only one. That's all of us that are in the same boat. And these laws are just absolutely wrong. We've got a big problem that we've imported into this country, and that's unvetted immigration. And now they want to use that to attack us again, after Unsworth, Howard, and now Menz and Albanese. I don't want to have to lose these, especially that little heirloom. And on the laws, I have to drive, because they want us to attend ranges 6 times a year. It's over 110 kilometres from here to the range. That's 220. You got to buy something to eat or whatever, pay your range fees, and then drive all the way home. That there is well over 1,200, 1,500 kilometres a year just to attend the range. Pretty unfair on rural gun owners, because our ranges can be up to 200 or 300 kilometres away more. How does someone on a farm or a worker go, and the only day he's got is really Sunday if he's working full time? He's got to organise 6 shoots on a Sunday at a range on the only day he's got off. That's crazy. It's impossible. These laws are absolutely wrong. But anyway, thought I'd go through the rifles with you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you understand a little bit more about where our shooters are at. And I hope you understand the reasoning for us needing different type of rifles, and some, yeah, they're sentimental, but I do still use them. It doesn't mean they're just there for the sake of having them. I love these old rifles. I restored this one from a wreck to a beautiful rifle that's as good as new, if not better. But anyway, hope you all wake up to what's going on in this country. Our forefathers fought for this country with rifles like that for our freedoms. They don't want to take our freedoms taken off us. They fought for a safe country, and our government's allowed the safety to slide, and now they're blaming everyone else but themselves. I'll catch us later. Hope you have a good weekend, Christmas break, and I hope you get a chance to go shooting, whether it be at the club or dropping feral pigs, shooting a bunny, plinking in the paddock with tin cans, whatever it is you like. So I'll leave it with you.